It's how I hear the stars coming brightly, and it's how I'm falling in. It's a puzzle I can't put together. It's a song I can't quite hear. When I try too much to put it in the bottle, when I try to hold it in, and so it comes to me in ways now. If I could show you how it starts, it's the colors from your heartbeat brightly. It's when I see you in the stars. It's how I hear the stars come brightly. It's how I'm falling in. 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 Just little shards of a larger crystal ball, adrift anywhere of it all. Just squares and circles, all thoughts and dreams, feelings that I need here. Sitting by the waterfall, flying with the clouds, crystals dancing in the sun. Colors are falling in my eyes. Time don't exist anymore. Only pictures of light and pictures of darkness. Free like never before. Like a river in the rain. Oh, Father of the four winds, take away my attentions. I did not betray you. I did not forsake you. The universe on a string, drifting in all directions. Free until the key finds the door. Free like never before. Children of light, gardens of life, gold on the inside. Children of light, gardens of life, diamonds in the miles. Children of light, gardens of life, gold on the inside. Children of light, gardens of life, diamonds in the mouth.
May Good morning, good evening, good day, beautiful people. Welcome to a private virtual safari coming to you live from Pridelands Conservancy.
Great, isn't it? Lions next to you.
Lochanoke ngenamngena ku live bush camps chat with Khaya Tlou. Good afternoon, good evening, good day, and good morning, everyone. My name is Khaya, my name is Tlou, and welcome to our weekly show, which is called Live Bush Camps Chat with me. We're coming to you live from the Greater Kruger National Park here in this beautiful land called Pridelands Conservancy in the southern part of Balule Nature Reserve in Hoedspruit. And so, who's with us this afternoon? This evening time now. So we have Tricia, we have Brian, we have Dance in the Rain. Dance in the Rain is saying hi, everybody. As usual, music is spot on. Yes, thanks to VM, NET, Barbara, Willow, Carol, Rosalind, Mary, Wendy, Tandeka, Mary again, Carol. I really appreciate your time. And Trop, I can see you there. And thank you so much for joining. And this is a special show. If you are very new, this is a show that it was about Live Bush Camps Chat at first, but now we added some things that are very exciting. We have our live cameras, we have our pre-recorded clips, we have microscope, what do you have again? Okay, I have my laptop here, or my smallest computer that I operate myself. I don't need FC to do that, but they will be helping. So we have Matthew Key on FC, and what's happening is that we have these live cameras here in Pridelands Conservancy. It's nearly 2,000 hectares of land, but it's part of the Greater Kruger National Park, so there's no fence between our neighboring reserves, which is Kwenga and Jejani in the north. So we have 3 cameras here. We have the one that's here, which is Kuda Cam. We have Hyena. We have Elephant Cam. We have Elephant Cam 1, 2, and 3. Very same area, but looking at the same different angles. And we also have cameras, live cameras, in our eastern neighboring reserve, which is called Kwenga of Boston, which is in Tomu Dam and please remind me, Medi, is in Tomu Dam and Kwenga Waterhole. Yes, Kwenga Waterhole in Tomu Dam. And we also have the one in Cape Town, which is called Penguin Camp. Also have Boskamp. We have, let me see there, we have the Painted Dog Boma. We have Roche Kloof. And yeah, I think that's it. So we will see which ones are alive, and you can see some others here. I think they're a bit frozen because I think of the weather, because the weather is bleak outside. It was raining during the day, but now it's settled a bit. Only started with some wind, and it's about 18 degrees Celsius. That's about 64 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's quite chilly, but I'm wearing my shorts because it's quite warm in the house. And you can see there's some perfect lights here that they gather all the heat in the studio. Oh yes, Kwenga Waterhole, Carol, thank you so much. Because we have so much live cameras, so sometimes it just slip my mind here and there. And so what I will do, I will start with the live cameras and see what's there. Hopefully there's still one that is live and active, because you can see the others are still daylight. But hopefully Mary will be playing you the live cameras and see what is happening and who's active at this time of the day, because we have all these animals that are active during the night. We call them nocturnal species, from hyenas and the rest more that we might see at these cameras. So we have Pride HQ Elephant Cam 1. So this one is just right outside the fence, and this is the area where we see all the activities, mostly of the breeding heads of elephants, and they come and gather here. They love this water hole, and there's nothing happening, but sometimes you see a hyena walking by, a leopard that passes here almost every night because it's part of his territory, and it calls, or it marks its territory just along the fence line of the camp. So this is the Elephant Cam 2. So you can see it's the very same water hole, but just a different angle. So there's nothing much happening there. And you can see that's the full moon. Yesterday it was pumping. You can see in the eastern, that's the eastern horizon, where you can see the moon there. It's beautiful. It was a bit reddish last night, and Mary put that on camera on a private virtual safari. So we're going to see Elephant Cam 3. So this one is looking straight at the northern direction, which is our neighbor reserve, because our camp is just right at the northern edge of Prideland. So that's the northern part, which is called Jejani, a beautiful neighbor reserve, but we don't traverse in that area. We'll go to the next one. Beautiful. Do we still have the ones that are still active, Many? Well, are not freezing, so you can see there's this a beautiful area here, just on the south from where I am. Okay, they're all active and live. Thank you so much, Mary. This is a hyena den. So I hardly see hyenas these days, but I was lucky. I think it's the day before yesterday. I saw 2 sub-adult hyenas, and it's been a long while not seeing them, because they don't really use the den site now, because they started following the females or their mom, because they rely on them and their strength. So now they don't really rely on the safety of the den. So that's why you hardly see them here, but they do come visit. And the other thing is that they're super territorial, and they have all these den sites around their territories. So they utilize most of them at the specific time. So, but when they breed, or when they raise their cubs, that's when they will choose 1 or 2 favorites, and then they will spend most of their time there before they can move. And yes, Benny, let's go to another live camera, brother. That's Kwenga Waterhole, beautiful. It's Kwenga Waterhole, just the eastern part, so it's not far from here. So here we do see lions, we do see leopards, we also see honey badgers. There was one time, I think sometime 2-3 weeks, there was a honey badger, 2 honey badgers walking about there. But there's nothing in the meantime. We can also see civets. And then there's not really happening, so you can see it's windy. So you can see there's some flying insects blown by wind. Oh, Trapper, one of the penguins came back a couple of times. Yes, they do utilize that nest. So what happens is that they were not so lucky, because their 2 chicks were attacked or were taken or killed by Janet, and it was so heartbreaking, because I was really looking forward to see how they grow and how many days they take to leave the nest from an egg. So yes, hopefully the conditions are favorable. We'll be seeing them laying eggs again. Kel, thank you so much. Been there every day for the past week. Beautiful. Mary, let's go to another one, brother. Yes, I believe it's the same couple. Oh, it's Critter Cam is one of my favorites. So you can see there's some construction going on here. You can see that's gonna be our new Critter Cam, I believe. You can see there's some construction that happened while I was on leave for 2 weeks, and that's the top view. And you can see this is one of my favorite cameras, or water hole, or water source, because all these small creepy crawlies, what's this, Mary? There's construction like inside there. Okay. Oh, maybe I thought this is a top view, but it looked weird. So this is what VM is busy with. So I don't know what's going to come along, but it looks a little bit beautiful. But I'm sure the beauty will reveal itself when everything is finally done. And yes, I did make some few things there, but I'm not really fit. So a guy called Nyati came in and helped me. So this is Rocket Cliff. Beautiful, beautiful area there. And you can see there's moonlight. It's beautiful, beautiful. That's the Western Cape. So I'm sure it's a quiet place. So a few days ago we had snow there. It was snowing. Is it yesterday, Mary? It's yesterday or the day before yesterday. I saw it snowing. Yesterday, yes, I saw it was snowing, and that's one of also the coldest places in the coldest place in South Africa. It can drop down to like 5 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's about minus 15 degrees Celsius. It's very cold. I'm not sure that I will fit during winter there, because I'm not really a fan of cold weather. And yes, Mary, let's go to another one, brother. So there's no impala. They are hiding away from the wind. I'm sure they're just hiding using those small shrubs. So let's go to Boskamp, one of the busiest cameras, and that's situated in Ritzbraid. Is it in Ritzbraid? Yeah, it's in Ritzbraid. So that's where we see cheetahs, we see lions, zebras, kudus, porcupines, all sorts of beautiful things there. So the next one, Miri, our cameras, they look to be very, very, very easy today. They're just relaxed. So this is CVT. Yeah, I didn't mention CVT earlier on. One of the busiest, as you see, all sorts of beautiful things, and also we get a chance to see the behavior, or the nocturnal behavior of the hippos here, and we see a few coming by, and the nyalas, because we don't really see nyalas around here. They are here, but because nyalas are very shy and they prefer to be in those thick habitats, but they do come up in these open spaces, but they prefer to be in thickets. And what we see here is a beautiful sky and some flying insects. So maybe what I will do, I'll start with our pre-recorded clips, and if there's something happening live, they will quickly go there. And while I'm doing this or having a chat about these pre-recorded clips, Mary will be looking at the screen there if something moves about. You go there. Yes. So we have our clips here, pre-recorded clips, and we also have the viewer photos. And Mary also added some nice, exciting things there from not from live cameras, but from trap cameras. So we'll be showcasing that too. So Mary, I will start with Boskamp waterhole, which that was on the 18th of May. Let me play it. Is it playing? Yes, it is playing. So let's see what's going to happen here, because we will be seeing these two beautiful animals that are active at night, mostly, but you will see them active during the day, but they prefer the night sky. And so this is the common duiker, but you can't really see that its color, because it's in IR, in infrared, and if the second one approaches, you will definitely tell that this is a mating pair. So what happens is, let me pause that. So common duikers are so interesting because you won't see them together all the time, but they do mate for life. So what they do is they defend, they share territory and they defend it. Both male and female, they do defend it, but what happens is the male will only defend it from the other males, and the female will only defend it from the other females. Then when they are out of breeding season or mating season, then they will split, but not far away from each other. And that's why you don't really see them, because they like to be in thick areas. And just like a steenbok, I saw a steenbok live this one evening, but I didn't get a chance to put it on camera for a long time. I just flashed it in a second, actually just less than a second, because animals that are not active at night, what you do, you don't really have to shine light on them, because the light dazzles them. So they are dazzled by the light, and these ones take it nice and easy. And most of the time what happens is they like hiding or try to bury their droppings, just like cats do, but they're not as accurate as the dogs. Thank you so much, Lisa, for a super chat. And yes, so this is such a beautiful, phenomenal sighting, because on our live drives or just on the game drive, you do see these things, but these animals, but what happens is they're so shy and they'll prefer to move away from a car. So seeing them from this distance, close view from this camera, because they don't really know that the camera is there, and then they don't really know that we've been watching them. And you'll sometimes see the females, they do have horns, but small little ones compared to males, and sometimes the females, they lack horns, and those ears are not as huge as the ones of the steenbok. And you can see they're looking in both different directions, because they know that the threat comes from different angles, so they have to be as ready as they can all the time, because they know that nighttime it's predator time. Ready? Let's go to another one, brother. Let me jump onto another one. Yes, one of my favorite cameras. So this is Creator Cam. Look who's so look who's visiting. There's some taco for thee. So what I like about baboons and monkeys. So this is a vivid monkey or vivid monkeys. What I like about them, you'll see like the adults or adult male or females, there will be some discipline going on if one misbehaves, especially the youngsters, because the youngsters, they just try to eat whatever that they want to eat, and sometimes they eat that they're not supposed to be eating, and then their mothers or aunts will try to give them a small slap, and sometimes it can go out of control, especially if let me pause that, if a less dominant male sometimes maybe wants to mount, and then the dominant male is there, and there might be a commotion, and sometimes what they do is they fight for territorial rights. And you can see there's less population of monkeys in the bush compared to the baboons, because the monkeys have this specific breeding season, so they breed in a certain time of the year when food is more or plentiful. Then the baboons, they just breed all year round. They don't have a specific breeding season, so that's why you will see this huge population of these small little baby nice looking civets, a lot of them in one space of time. But in a troop of baboons, we'll see there's a lot of babies are born in different time of the year. So Trapper said the civet is huge. Is it pregnant? It might be. It might be pregnant. because I haven't seen that notification link up and away before I start live stream. I think it's late for the party. Let's continue with this and see what's going to unfold here. So you can see they started just jump straight from a tree, and so these are the tricks that they have to learn while they are still very young, how to maneuver very easily along these trees. And then Al-Naramo, instead of an alarm reminder next time. Welcome Al-Naramo. We have Prana, can see you there. Sorry, Al-Naramo fell asleep after that. So let's go to another one. Let's go to the next one and see. Oh, this is a CVT. So these are animals that I like to put on my live show because I really appreciate them, and it's so interesting. It's so interesting to see such animals, and I just love to see them enjoying themselves. You can see it's having a tree there, but this one doesn't really have huge horns, so that simply means it's not a fully grown duiker, because their horns are not as huge as the cootie, and these ones they're just above a year old, just going for their second year, and because the young duiker, even if it's a male, it looks similar to a female, not duiker. Why am I calling these duikers? These are nyalas, not duikers. Nyala. So a nyala male, if it's very young, it looks, the coloration looks like female, but when they grow up, older they get, and then they look different because they don't look similar to the females in terms of coloration when they are very old. Ralph, how is the interspecies friendship between baboons and red monkeys? Actually, these two species, they tend to avoid each other. Obviously, what they do is they're competing for food source, because they nearly feed on the same things, but they try by all means to avoid each other at all times. And as baboons, they are much bigger and bolder and stronger compared to vervet monkeys. They will take down a monkey, but in most cases, when the baboons are here, and you'll see the monkeys moving away from the area where the baboons are, because they do come to the camp, and you will see the dominance or the hierarchy between the two species. And remember that a baboon has this long canine, especially males. They have long and sharper canines, and they can be longer than the ones of the lions, but not as stronger than the ones of the lions. But they're just much sharper compared to the ones of the lions. Yes, let's go to the next one. I think this one is going to be a video from Matthew Key. Oh, we also have Kudakam again. So I thought we were going to start with Mary. This is a Craven Franklin. Here's the second one. Mary said didn't put this clip on, because I can see this clip. I do remember this clip. Well, Mary said he didn't put this clip on. I think it just got into my list, because I remember this featuring this clip in my show this one time. I don't know whether it's a previous show, but these are beautiful to look at. You can see they have this orange beak and red and orange legs, and they are very different compared to the Straits spearfowl, and also a crested franklins, but they have similar behavior. They prefer to be on the ground. They do perch, but they nest on the ground, and their chicks are precocial, so that simply means they're active after they just a few minutes after they hatched. And Yes, Aulamo, the first one was a young Nyala male. And so the fully grown ones will see that they have longer horns compared to those ones, and then they have bright legs. They're golden bright legs, and they have this thick coat. Very beautiful. So you can see also this one. It's quite an old clip, because the Kriya camp doesn't look like this anymore. Let me go to the next one. Yes, this is Methiki's camera. So you see here we have this beautiful female impala. So it doesn't know what's happening around it. It's been watched. So welcome Sparrow, welcome Buffalo. Beautiful, the second one. And so the impalas are so interesting because they look very clean, especially the females. And I believe that the females, they have less ticks. Let me pause it again. Let me go, continue, pause. Yes, if you can check the skin, it's very shiny and beautiful, because the female impalas, they groom each other each and every time. It's like they can groom each other like maybe 10 to 15 times a minute. Because you'll see standing next to each other trying to clean themselves, because their incisors are capable of doing that. And while they groom themselves or each other, what they do is they're removing a few ticks there. And the males, they don't really do that. So that's why I believe that males I think they have more ticks compared to the females, because the females, they have to stay as beautiful as always. And so you can see, they know that, and being an impala in the bush, it's not so easy, because you know that we've been chased in the morning, we've been chased midday, late afternoon, early evening, and late evening, midnight. We are hunted, so you might be a snack any time of the day. So that's why they, even if they're in groups or in these breeding herds, they have to be as vigilant as possible. My connection is lost here. On team speak, let me connect team speak again. So if you do hear me, my team speak just lost connection. And yes, these impalas. What is this, Mary? Because this was installed by Mary, so I don't really know the exact spot, but this one looks like it was the eastern part of leopard dam, the way you look at things, because it's quite thick, and it looks like a Tamboti thicket. So we do have a Tamboti thicket at on the eastern side of leopard dam. So that's here in Pride Conservancy. So I'm not sure whether I'm still live or not, because this phone doesn't want to connect TeamSpeak. Yes, he's going. Mediki. Mic check 1 2. Thank you so much, bro. I'm still live. Thank you so much. Yes, he said, yes, I was correct. Eastern side of Leopard Dam. So because I can see this place is like to be visited by the impalas, and I can see there's a lot of Tamboti trees there, in a place with lots and lots of Tamboti trees in the reserve. It's just right on the eastern side of Leopard Dam. So look at that. They have to be vigilant. You can see the ears are moved all the time. And Mary, let's go to the next one, brother. So my phone just gave me some technical difficulty. Yes, beautiful clip there. So wherever they are hiding, so you can see it's in the thickets. So this is in yellow pool. So you can see the size of this Nyala, and compared to the ones that we saw earlier on. So this one, it's let me you can see there's a beautiful coat there, and it's thick compared to the ones that we saw earlier on, and the size difference. You can see they call them socks. So I call them that they are Springbok boys. They're not Springbok, but they're Nyala, because the Springbok used to have it does have this golden color, so that's why I call it they are wearing the Springbok socks, because of the golden color. And yes, that's the Nyala male, and the Nyala female. You will see them, they like living in small little groups, or small breeding herds. And then the males, they do tend to be forming bachelor heads, but when they are out of breeding season. As far as how long can the female impala hope to live? So in the bush, it can live for an hour or less than that after it was born, because I've seen that. But it can live up to 13-14 years, and I believe that the males, they can live shorter compared to the females, because the males, they tend to be territorial sometimes when during the breeding season. They don't mind what's happening around them, because what they do is that testosterone levels are very high, and then they tend to forget about predators being around, and they will be focusing on mating and chasing other females and males away from the females. And what do we have here? I think we'll be going for our viewer photos, if I'm mistaken. Yes, Mary is going for our viewer photos. So our viewer photos. So it's outright. Malachite and pied kingfisher. So I didn't feature the malachite kingfisher, but I noticed that it was there. So this is a pied kingfisher. What a stunning bird to look at. And who can tell me, is this pied kingfisher male or female? Because I can tell, and I know this one, it's I'll be waiting for your answers or your guesses. Yes, Kelly, I did love those Nyala close-up. Nyala is very, 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 very pretty. Horsepower many more years than expected. Yes, they can survive. They can survive in Paris. That's why, like, it's there's plenty to choose from, and that's why it's so safer for them. It's much safer for them to live in herds, and they can camouflage, and they can stand still in thick areas, and they can just keep quiet as much as possible. So we've seen sometimes, so when we drive around, there are times where you spend about 30 minutes without seeing an impala, and they're just right here, but just that they are hiding. And sometimes when they have wind, when there's it's a windy day, they tend to be moving away from the open space. They try to go to the place where there's less wind. So when they say it's a female, let's see, the male because of the color is touching that Spara. Aurora is to do with markings on the chest. Yes, Aurora has to do with its marking on the chest. You can tell the difference between the male and the female. It's like good guesses. Most definitely love them. I just love them. So this one, Kingfisher, I saw it last time, but I hardly see it. But they're around. These are quite resident birds, and they feed mostly. They prefer fish, but they also feed on crustaceans and aquatic insects. And they can also go for froggies. Those are frogs. They can also go for tadpoles. And so before we proceed, let me tell you an answer, because Sparrow and Alramo and Wendy, thank you for your guesses. This is a male, actually. This is a male pied kingfisher. So you can see there's this line just on the bottom of its color, so of its collar. So I call it collar, the thick one, which I call it a bow tie, and then underneath the bow tie there's a black stripe. So you will differentiate a male from a female with that, and the female, they only have a bow tie. And you can see sometimes males, their bow tie it's touching, and females sometimes the bow tie is just nearly apart from each other. But sometimes you will see a female looking like this, but just lacking that stripe on the other part of the bow tie. Piano, it's a male, definitely. That beak is quite a weapon. Yes, that's a stabbing beak. So that's what I do most of the time when I identify birds. The color, it's something that I see, but the first thing that I look for in a bird, its beak, its mouth part, and is it a stabbing beak, or is it a bird that feeds on grains, or it's a raptor? And then I look for other more clues. Yes, you're right. For a is inspired. Beautiful. So let's go to the next one. Oh, this is cookie bees. Oh, beautiful. So your wall is getting full, Cookie, but I can't see my smile there, my smiling face. Smiling face. So Cookie just added Brenty's photo. I think that was was the wild dog, because I remember when Brenty sent a photo to, yes, it was a wild dog, just the one. Yes, beautiful. This one. So it's this one that Brenty sent to Cookie, because I think I was here. I think I was here, man, but I think I'm forgetting this. But yes, I was here when Brenty was sending this, but I might be mistaken. But I remember Brenty sending some photo to America. Yes, Alamo. Beautiful. And so let's go to another one. I'm sure that wall will be filled with beautiful pictures of your favorite characters, Cookie. So we have Mary Kay. So we have the chicks here, and a beautiful Mary Kay. So I don't know what chicks are these, because the mother was absent. I can see the chicks, they're not begging, because sometimes when the mother is around, you will see them opening their mouth because they are begging for food, and there's always a competition going on between these two. But these ones, they don't act like other raptors, that they're chicks. They start fighting for food, and you can see these ones, they really need their mothers or their parents' attention. In some birds that we saw earlier on, remember we saw the grey-winged francolins, the chicks, they don't really rely on their mom to feed, or to be fed, or to feed them. So they can run, they can fly, they know their predators, and they know how to hide and know how to follow mom just right after they hatch. So these ones, they really need some attention for about a week or two, and that will be good. Oh, she went in auction. I remember that. Yes, I remember Brenty sending something. Thank you so much, Carol. Yes, and then we go into the next one, which is a adult swan force. So the adult swan, you find them in North America. Beautiful. So how many sizes are here? It's 1, 2, 4. Yes, 4. And then these ones, they can lay up to 10 eggs, but most of the time they lay up to 5. And it's one of the heaviest flying birds. I'm also including the trumpeter swan, and also a breed swan. So one of the beautiful breeds that are also closely related to the ducks and the geese. And what's so interesting is that that mom will be staying with these youngsters for about 4 to 6 months, and then after that they will be leaving to join the flock. and then they will take about 4 years to meet their sexual maturity. And it's such a beautiful, but it's huge. It's bigger than a goose because it has a longer neck, an S-shaped neck, and its wingspan is, I can say it's insane, it's crazy. Let's go, Betty. I think it's the last photo if I'm mistaken. Let's go to the next one. That was the last photo, Betty. That was the last photo. And so, we're going to the last part of the show, and please do not forget to send your photos on the app painted.tv. If you have a Play Store, you can download it there. It's so interesting to have because you'll keep up with all the updates of the painted dog. What do I have here? Very interesting thing, but I only have two things. I have a fly, and I also have a honeybee. So I wanted to see what's the close range of a bee and a fly. And the bee has two sets of wings, and you know that the true fly has only one set of or one pair of wings. So here I have this fly that is greenish in color, bright greenish, and it has some red compound eyes, but they're both dead, so I didn't kill them. Found them dead. So, and it will look very cool. It will look very cool under the microscope, because I tried looking for all these beautiful things in the microscope of these bee, but I didn't go for this fly. And after this, I have to wash my hands because I want to get sick. I want to get sick. So let's start with this bee. So bees don't bite, because there's something that looks like a proboscis. So yes, yeah, baby. Yeah, fantastic. Yes, thank you so much. Maybe say we're getting some double audio. So I have to switch the light on here. Let's see how it happens. Yes, it's on. It is on. So I'll start by adjusting this honeybee. So these are one of the greatest pollinators in Africa. So I just want something here. Let me try. Maybe don't put it on the screen yet, because the viewers will be, their eyes are gonna dazzle. So I just wanna adjust it first before we put it on the screen. I just want I just want that part. Okay, I just want that part. Here. Yes. Just that part, maybe. Got it. I got it. So you can see they have, bees actually they have 5 eyes. And then the 2 are compound eyes. You see crescents. They already did, but undamaged with wings fully open. Beautiful. That's a lot more. So we have 2 large compound eyes on the bee, but I just want to adjust it a little bit and look at its full head. Okay, let me go there. Yes, just there. I want it there, and I have to adjust the zoom a bit, and so you can see you. So I just want to see. It is furry. So you can see, you can't really see because it's upside down. This is the mouth part, so you can't really see those eggs that are located on his head, just between those compound eyes. So bees do have 5 eyes. So you can see there's these 2 spiky things there, and just between them we have these proboscis like, so it looks like a mop and it acts like a straw. You can see all those smaller projections that they use to suck the nectar. No. And I also want to show you, so let me put it upside right on its right. But I just want to see the head, the top part of, that's the thorax. That's the thorax. Yes. There. That's part of its compound eye. And so you can see there's 2 antennas there. So those antennas, they do have all these purposes. They also, people, they call them the sensory powerhouse, because they have all the senses of taste, of smelling and touch, and sometimes they can use that as a sense of hearing. And so this is the top part of the head. So I'm trying to scan for those 30 or 60 eyes on top of its head, but it's quite furry. Yeah, that one, you can see there. So there's this. Yay. So I can't really control this properly. So when I go to there, come back and put this there. So there you can see one of its 3 eyes on top of its head. But it just has a lot of hair, and you can see there's dirt. And I just want to climb down a little bit so you can see its abdomen. And what's so interesting about this abdomen is that if it stings you, then it leaves its sting on you, and you inject the venom, which is called apoptoxin, and it dies after that, because what happens is it loses all its sensitive organs like muscles, nerves. It also does lose a digestive tract. So once a bee stings you, or an animal, you must know that it's dead, especially the honeybees. So these ones, they have 2 sets of wings, but let me try and show you those wings. So the ones on the fore or on the front are way longer compared to the hind wings. So you can see those are the wings, and sometimes you can hear the wings or the bee without saying it because of those wings flapping. Oh, this is beautiful. Ah, Mary, look, I'm sweating, very sweaty. So we're going for a what's this? A bee. We're going for a bee, and I just want to show you a bee a little bit. And this, I'll show you a fly, not a bee. A fly a little bit, because a bee has a lot of hair. So I just want to show you the head of this fly. Come back to me, fly.
Just want to put it on in the middle there, Mary. Just there. Just want to see whether I will get its eyes, because it also has these compound eyes. Oh, this is very difficult without its stand, but I'll do my best. Look at that. So a fly doesn't have thousands and thousands of eyes. It only has 2 compound eyes, and the one thing that you see, it has 1,000 lenses that acts as eyes. And it also has a proboscis, so it can't eat like us humans do, because it has to regurgitate some liquid, and then that's why you'll see sometimes a bee stepping on top of its meal, because it grinds it, it makes it and turns it into a liquid form, and it swallows it again. So for us humans, if we can start eating like a bee, a fly, we have to step onto a cake, and then we vomit, we step again, and then we eat. So I'm sure that won't be so great. So I can't get this, is very small. I just want to get its face, and I want to see whether I will get this proboscis. Let's see. I believe your eyes are not dazzled by Khaya. Just there. Seriously, it also have this hair around its body, and they act as sensors. And they have this shorter lifespan also. Whew. Oh. This is hard work, brother. It looks very easy because it's so difficult because I don't have a proper stand for this, but I'm sure it's somewhere in the house. Oh. Mary, hard work being a scientist. Yes, it is hard work being a scientist. I'm telling you. I wonder how these people work for these microscopes. But I believe that microscope, most of them, they do have a stand. And I believe that also this one has a stand somewhere in the house. Oh. So I have a question here. A lot of more bee wings get torn or punctured. Do they repair? Last time I checked, it's no a lot more. If they break their wings, they want to grow. But the interesting insect that I've seen doing that, it's a stick insect. But the stick insect, it only grow its limbs back if it's not fully grown. If it's still going through its molting, then they do grow their limbs or legs back. Because I saw this one bee at home. I think it broke its one wing went off, and the connection is lost. Let me try to go on to log on to TeamSpeak again, and then it sat there for a few days, but it died after that. So it didn't grow any wing because the one was off, but the one was still intact. It was dancing all the time. Sorry. So I'm trying to go on TeamSpeak because I can't communicate with Mary. But it's nearly the end of the show. I don't know what's wrong with this phone, this tablet, because I'm not using my phone, because my phone, its battery level is it's fragile. So I didn't want to use my phone because the situation would have been bad. So I can see what's wrong with the signal here. Yes, it is connected. Yes, Mary. Yes, Mary. Yes, Mary. Yes. Yes, Mary. Thank you. Let me go to YouTube again. Minimize. Try. Yes. Thank you so much, Aramo. I'm hired. Thank you so much. Yes, I think it's our show ends here. Actually, my tea is very, very, very cold now. My tea is very cold. And what I would say, beautiful people, thank you so much for taking your time, and thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for questions and comments, and thank you so much for staying with me until this time of the show. And I really appreciate them. I believe that next week I'll be getting all these photos, maybe 10 or 11, 12 or 13, maybe 20 photos on the show. So please do that. Download an app on your Play Store. Yes, the Play Store. Yes, and thank you so much for your support, and all your patrons and your curators. I thank you so much. Really appreciate your time in sending us in your videos and saving them, even if they're not all featured, but we really appreciate them, because now there's a lot of things involved in the show. So that but we do include 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 pre-recorded clips. Really appreciate that, and thank you so much. We have a LED lenser there, making sure that our game drives, especially at night, they are dealt with, because it shines so bright at night, just like stars. Am I right, Millie? Yes, thank you so much, Rogue. Outdoor gear since 1974. And my fetish here from Rogue, they are something else. So they are just machines, and I've been stepping on rocks and thorns, and yeah, but it kept me going, and it's quite warm. And what's so interesting, you can wade without your socks, very comfortable inside. Thank you so much, Rogue, and thank you so much, people, for your support. Painted Dog TV, really appreciate that. And tomorrow we don't have a game drive in the morning, we only have an afternoon game drive. That is me with live private virtual safari here in the Pride Dance Conservancy. Please book your ticket, book your seat, get a ticket. And what I'll do, I'll go for my pizza. I'm going to make myself a pizza, but while I'm doing that, please have a great night, have a safe one, and Khaya loves you, and the whole Painted Dog team really appreciates your support. Thank you so much. See you next week, same time, same place, different video, different topics, and different species under a microscope. I really love you all. Goodbye.